Big Red's about to undergo some surgery. The start of a brand new day. Hello from Delmarva, and welcome back to Shorebilly Farmer. It's a brand new day. We got the mastermind at work here. We're trying to figure out how we can simply get this gearbox out of the back of the combine. We've already got the belts off the sheaves and all that, but trying to get the sheave assembly with that giant spring on it and the two sheaves, trying to get them off the shaft so we can take them out in two separate pieces. All right, what we're doing now, something that we seem to do, I don't know, once every 6 months we make our own tools. We're gonna use this old plate and actually make a puller. We're gonna drill a hole here, here, and here, put pieces of all thread in here with a bolt here and a nut on the back, and you'll see how that works. But all he's doing is he's verifying that when we put said puller on there that we're not pulling against something we're not supposed to, because there's enough pressure on that spring up there that if we break something and that spring gives way, it would punch a hole right in the side of the engine block. One, I don't want that to happen. Two, I don't want to be around when Eugene begins his long string of explicitives after the fact. Three, I don't want anybody to get hurt because it would break bones probably. Grab that penetrating oil or something. That is not penetrating oil. This is our puller. He's got that other all threaded we're going to stick through here. Straight from Eugene's mind. That's why it's bland. No, what is it when things are symmetrical? It's not symmetrical.
Not like color reading.
Yeah. A little thick in the waist. Now, how are you going to thread? You're just going to grab it with a pair of pliers and get it into the...
You just screw it in by hand, should do, but we got to take a pair of pliers with there.
You say should, like it's like things around here work the way they're supposed to. This has taught me one thing, and that is that I would never be a submariner. It was not meant for confined spaces.
I'm going to get my finger in one of the big holes, and I can hold it up.
Okay, hold on. Before you do that, I gotta... All right, this is Eugene's designed handy-dandy puller. And basically what it is, you got a bolt that goes through here, and these two pieces of all thread, one here and one there, that go into this front sheave assembly. And what we're trying to do is take all of this, the spring, the shaft, the inner shaft, and this outer housing. We're right now putting this bolt goes on the center axle that all of this sits on, and that axle is attached back here out of the gearbox. And all we're trying to do is bust this whole unit free as one assembly to pull it off of that axle. So this is going to apply a steady, constant pressure to pull it off. And hopefully it doesn't slip and blow a hole in the block. Do we want to put blocks there? Yeah, let's put some blocks there. All right, this is our redneck safety net. So that way, if for some reason the retaining ring on this were to fail, and the 900 pounds of pressure that's on this outer housing were to suddenly get released and that spring were to push it off, it's not going to send it like a cannonball into the side of the block. This will take the brunt of the force, and it is leaning up on this thick piece of steel or whatever that is there. Okay, I'm moving this back quite a bit. I'm still not... Is it coming off?
No, you're separating the sheaves.
You can't separate them. They're already together. Oh, yeah. You're pulling it apart.
We're going to have to take...
Well, it can only go so far.
Yeah,
but then you're putting all the pressure on this.
Well, that don't matter.
Well, yeah, it does, because if you're putting all the pressure on this, and you're putting all the pressure on that
snap
snap ring, so that ain't gonna work.
Nope.
All right, we got puller 2.0. Drilled a big hole in here because what we're gonna have to do, there's just no way about it. We're gonna have to take this thing off in pieces. So we're gonna compress the spring, get the snap ring out, and then pull that outer casing off. Then pull the spring off, then pull that back sheave out, and then try to get everything off the shaft from there. All right, it's another day.
Day 45.
Day 45. So after making yet another puller plate to get the final assembly off, that there's the rotor gearbox. That's the shaft that the sheaves were on and the big spring. And there's one half of it, and there's the other half of it. And then there's the big spring, and I don't know what that thing is, that hub, the big spring in the hub. So now we got to loosen this gearbox up, but once we get that out of there, then we are probably going to have to get the excavator to lift it out because it's 300 pound and I don't think we have enough gumption to do it. But we'll try once. What's this song? We're as good once as we ever were. Yeah. maximum effort. I think this is what it's like birthing an elephant.
Yeah.
I think I can lift it.
Well,
If I can get that belt out of the way, get it up here, I'd get my hand underneath the cradle and get it up here. All right, can you hold that while I get out?
I can get it. I got her. I can hold her. She ain't going nowhere.
All right.
All right. Got it?
Yeah.
Come down.
There she is in all of her glory. That is the rotor gearbox. I've got the camera rolling for Eugene's cleaning service.
We're gonna make money somewhere. I'll fix my gearbox.
Majestic Creature Cleaning Service.
Yep, that's fix my gearbox.
Now, if we ask for it to pay extra, will you wear the outfit with the little fluffer thing?
Yep.
See, just like that, you're our channel sponsor. Well, as far as we could tell, this is our culprit. If you notice, this shift fork is bent. And on top of it, this shouldn't be ground down like this. And this shouldn't be ground down like this over here. So, all the gears look good inside the gearbox, right? You would say all the gears look good.
Looks good.
Yeah, everything looks good. The races look good, the bearings look good. The only thing we're probably going to do is replace the seals, replace the shift fork, and put it all back together. And for those that want to know why we're not farming, not only is it extremely too wet, but it is extremely rare that we get snow in April. And here we go. Snow in April. Yeah, what you got there?
Shifting collar right there. There's neutral. So neither one of them are locked. We can't turn because it's not in there, but pull it. That locks in low or high. I don't know which one it is. And then when you push the shifter on the outside, you lock it back that way, and that locks that one in and drives on that pinion for high speed. But we weren't having any shifting action.
Yeah.
So just slide it over.
See that creature right there? That's the man, the myth, the legend. This is Bunky. Bunky is our mechanic, and Bunky is here making us spend money. But it's what keeps us running in the fall. He comes every year, this year a little bit sooner than normal because we're doing wheat. So he comes every year to go over his combine, and he usually finds things that cause, well, Eugene to spend money because this is his combine. And Eugene, the majestic creature floating around here somewhere, there he is, with his grandson Lawson. We're putting Lawson to work. He's going to get a working man PhD. So as you can see, Bunky's got everything off the side of this combine. He comes through, spins every pulley, every bearing, checks it all out, checks all the belts. And we have a big job. Now, it's not going to be in this video. It'll probably be in the next one because this is going to be a long video between the work we've done already on the rotor gearbox. But this whole throat on this combine needs to come off. We got a bad bearing and possibly a bad shaft back here. So we got to take all of this off, the throat, the rock trap. Bunky just gave us a crash course on how to do that. So while he's finishing up his inspection, Eugene, I, and his grandson are going to work on pulling all this apart. I told you all, everything started in that barn was a bad omen. We always have dead batteries. Well, everything started, and I told you something was going to blow up. There you go. Now, Bunky, I can't let you out of here until you say you're going to buy lunch for everybody. When I got to start moving couches, you know it's getting serious. Hold on. When you walk by, I want you to walk by slowly. I just want to watch you saunter. It's one of the things, I hate to see you go, but it's fun to watch you leave. I've never seen Bunky blush before. There's red under that beard. See, this is how you know you got a good roadman. He's got parts for everything. But all the common bearing, all the sensors that you could possibly need, he's got everything. But it's just
Don't you be messing. Don't you be messing.
See, I was just getting ready to say it's a little too organized. We were gonna move some stuff around.
You don't move
You don't want to move anything around?
No.
We play guessing games in our shop.
Not in my shop.
Where's it at? You don't just
What do you want?
Just one.
What do you want?
All right, I need a distributor cap. So
I'll
1973.
get
So this is the shaft that goes across the rock trap that had the bad bearing on it. And part of the problem is this hex shaft has worn down. So it's the way these hex shafts work is you've got 6 perfectly flat sides and you slide the bearing over top of it, and that's all it is. The bearing just sits on here and then it's held in place with the race or the framework. However, when a bearing starts to go, it wobbles a little bit. And that wobbling, as you can see, rounds off the corners and can make it so it slips, so you're starting to lose your flat surface. So what we're going to try to do, I'm going to grind all this down, clean it all up, and we're going to weld beads at every straight edge and rebuild this and then grind it down so it's nice and flat again. That's the theory. We're going to try to do that because according to the man himself, the master, the legend, the beard of truth over there, this shaft is like $350 to $400. So if we can save that with about 32 cents worth of welding wire, why wouldn't we try? Well, there's our shaft all welded up. Bunky took his air tool and just ran over all this to knock the dust off, polish it up a little bit. Welded it all up, ground it down, and now we got our corners back for the bearing to sit on. So if you've never seen inside of a combine with the throat removed, there you go. These are called vanes. This is your rotor cone, transition cone. Looks like wire mesh up there. Those are the concaves. And this is the head of the rotor. And these are called what, elephant ears?
Elephant ears.
Elephant ears. And you can see why they're called elephant ears. They look like an elephant ear. And you got the main bearing up here, which we're going to check while everything's out. But the reason everything got pulled out is the bearing on this side of the rock trap is bad. And Bunky's taking it apart right now so that way we can get and see if the shaft has been damaged inside this rock trap. This is the throat of the combine. And this is what they call the throat chain. This is what, when it comes in from the header, this is what takes the crop up into the machine, up inside to the rotor there. But the chain is bad, needs to be replaced, it's stretched. So we're going to replace that, take the original slats off, and then put the new chain on. And what is it that car doctor says on that radio show? A good mechanic's not expensive, they're priceless. Because this would have taken Eugene and I probably 6 hours to what he just did with us in an hour. Look, underneath that beard of wisdom. See, his face is getting red again. We're talking about it. Figure I'd take this little break in the action while the missus, me, and the kiddos are on our little bike trip, walk, whatever. Spend a little family time together. Figure I'd take this time to say...
Hi.
No, Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff.
Hey, like, subscribe, and share, please.
We'll get her there. She's getting used to the camera still. But look at her.
That's nice.
Isn't she gorgeous? Well, unfortunately, we got to stop for a while on this project because we got to wait for parts and pieces, and we got to wait for the Bearded Wonder schedule to open back up to come back here and help us finish. But that'll probably be in a week, week and a half, somewhere in there. By the time we get everything in, get him back in here, we'll film putting everything back together, probably in much shorter video. I just kind of wanted to give you an idea in the last 2 videos about this combine on how many parts and pieces and moving junk there is on one of these. But as you can see, we are comfortably apart. we got stuff laying everywhere, but it's one of them things. Stuff wears out, needs to be replaced. This machine has just about 2,000 threshing hours on it. So a lot of this stuff is original. So it's been on this machine in dirty, dusty, hard-working conditions for 2,000 hours. So yeah, it's time for things to kind of give up the ghost, as it were. But anyway, I thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for a lot more. Man, I'm excited about what we got coming. I can't wait to show you. We've just been waiting on the weather to get right. We've been waiting on the ground to get right because I got some really neat things to show you guys, and I'm just excited. I can't wait. So with that, thank you all for watching, and goodbye from Delmarva. Shorebilly Farmer, out.
Where the half is.
I want you all to see this custom trick shot I'm doing to get this the old through the leg shot. See my nuts?
Here we go.
Katie won't let that make it.